Hello, I am having a live. My intention is to read some of my own poems, some poems from others, if someone were to stop by, and some poems from others, as well as, the usual chilling out, sharing music if someone hears something interesting. Hi, Scott. Hello, C. Bauer. Nice to see you guys. I'm just hanging out. I'm going to try to use the tablet in conjunction with my phone to pull up some work and read it. And I also have intentions of, hold on, tablet's already giving me crap. I'm new to the tabletry. I'm listening to my playlist too. I'm glad you like it. I definitely been working on that one for a while. And there's so much really good, soothing, creepy instrumentals in it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And Starset. So, yeah. Oh, I think we lost one. Yep, I think I lost Scott. Oh, well. So anyway. Oh, did it help with the writing? I'm so glad to hear that. I find that this particular playlist is just so, I don't know, it's inspirational. It just gets me in the mood. Like a good literary aphrodisiac. So, C. Bauer, what is your name? How would you like to be addressed? I'm looking at your page and I just see the abbreviation. I don't know who else is going to come in or out. Hello, Wings Love Poems. But the intention here today is to read people who stopped through the live. Chad, nice to meet you, Chad. I had it in my head that you were a woman for some reason. I don't know where that came from, but it's great to meet you. So these lives, I tend to do them really late at night, and therefore my traffic is super low because I'm on the East Coast. So I generally will save the live and then post it to my YouTube after the fact. So I will often talk as though there's 10 people in here, even though it's just me. So please excuse that. Chad, did you want me to, or were you interested in allowing me to read a couple of your pieces for this video, which will be on my YouTube tomorrow, which also has low traffic, but such is life. I do it anyway. I'll probably also be reading some of my own work. Do you have a favorite piece of yours? Let's see here. This Flame in Winter looks very interesting. I'll go ahead and start this one. And you keep thinking. And again, probably nobody will see this, but I do enjoy it. A Flame in Winter. Oh. Okay, Vagueness of Falling. I'll definitely do both of those. Hi, Anna. We're about to read a poem by C. Bauer, aka Chad, called A Flame in Winter. And then we're going to read The Vagueness of Falling, also by him. Though you say it is barely perceptible anymore in this eventide hour, And while I conclude that the quest has indeed grown difficult and hastened, I must insist now that some promise of warmth still lives within the encampments of my chaparral heart. Let me recount to you how the fervor of your lightning struck the brambles with newfound defibrillation out of the wild, white-blue rekindling dead circuits back to pumping volts upon volts. It's a strange observation knowing that fragments of the past live on, repeating only the traces that changed or terrified us the most, making the deepest indentures. I still remember how it felt at full roar, the way your touch stoked the flames each night, providing for their every ache, never letting them go hungry, succumb to gnawing of entropy, or brink of apathy. Isn't there irony in the parts where you stopped needing my flame by the end of the same summer that sparked the electrons of our passion in the beginning? When your gales began to shift into cold fronts sweeping from the north, drawing the heat from my pyres, I did not resist, because doesn't the storm always win against the flame? It is winter now, you are gone, and the cold has been settling in for months, trying its worst to extinguish the last of my pilot-light embers, with only my memories left to feed it. I still remember how it felt at full roar. It remains alive even in this wasteland, awaiting its reignition from the addition of a resurrection bride. That was so good! I mean, right away, my attention was hooked with the PCB references, the circuit board, electricity systematics things. I completely agree with Anna. The scene is built up really beautifully, and it's tremendously sophisticated, and just a really beautiful read. Thank you so much for allowing me to share that. Oh, really? I'm so glad that you liked the way that I read it, because I really doubt my reading voice, and I can never tell when I'm going to be able to do something justice. All right. You're welcome. I'm gonna go ahead with that. Oop, I touched something. Okay. The vagueness of falling. He who fights with monsters should be careful, lest he thereby become a monster. And if thou gaze long into an abyss, the abyss will also gaze into thee. Friedrich Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil. It begins with a simple misstep, followed by an ever-twisting cylinder of spiraling geometries, edged by blurred colors distorted by the ebbs of time, deeper into the grip of the unseen finality laid out beneath. The future is always moving, welcoming and ready to unwind all of mind and body within its potent crush of tightening mastery over an accelerating progression towards the surrender of every page that has been torn from the troves of memory or the consciousness of beating heart. Walk a high wire for years across the open-faced abyss, and mistake becomes a meeting with some internal imitation of inertia that is surging right behind the solar plexus, wanting to be freed. Only after some time of arching through the blind void does one begin to realize the eternity of it. It is without dimensional precedent, no reference point or sign of light, no crag or wall to grasp in this uninhabited and vacuous chamber. Now, a trick of the mind to escape the pace within this place, the only resistance against such predetermined descent is the deadening of rattled nerves and silencing of mind, because how do you know you're still moving once the feeling is gone and the vagueness begins to take its place? Oh my God. Chad, you're blowing my mind. I think you're my new favorite thing. I don't even know where to begin with how fantastic that was. Hello, Ryan. Amazing offer. And the CFF. Nice to see you. Especially Ryan. You're my buddy. That was a poem by C. Bauer called The Vagueness of Falling. I think you guys missed the beginning piece, but this will be uploaded on my YouTube and probably saved to my profile. What an excellent poem. I really enjoyed reading that. Oh, there's one here called Mind Spiders. How do you not? I can't. Alright, we're gonna do Mind Spiders. I'm too kind, you're too talented. Absolutely. Lay it on me, Chad. Oh man, just the title of Mind Spiders is amazing. Oh, Mind Spiders, that's what you were going to request? Alright, fantastic. So I will just continue right along. This is Mind Spiders by Seabauer Writings. I find myself here in this place again. Of course I do. It's home to me now. This sickly room is far too small than what should ever be able to contain all the horrors that are found boding within. Paralyzed on this body table and forehead, bleh. I'm so sorry. I'm going to start over. I find myself here in this place again. Of course I do. It is home to me now. This sickly room is far too small than what should ever be able to contain all the horrors that are found boding within. Paralyzed on this body table and forehead, forearms lock-strapped to cold steel, stomach roiling up to hemorrhaged brain, my world spins into shattered vision. Congealed blood shadows across the corneas, and where are they taking me? My mind has been shot and speared, hunted like wild game held over bonfire to be broiled and burned, black as a feast for the tenants. I stand on the river bank helplessly, watching the preparation ceremony and the surface reflections of the water as the screaming rocks are drowning beneath. Tonight's banquet is being prepared for the unfed and raw-throated mind spiders, their consecrated inaugural feeding. Mother Arachnia has already taken up residence within this skull. For decades she has choked it with her webbing, schemed it out as her breeding place, and her egg sacs are pressing now against every lobe. I am enfolded within miles of mirage from every direction, a strange clouded world sent here to distract me out of existence while the sky, full of mother's children, is showing signs of bursting asunder from the central origin, a new birthing, bristling with voracious instinct. Spilling forth like blistering oil and napalm, they devour their source mother like a spreading plague before moving on to ravage and dismantle the main course. I become consumed by the juggernaut. The final axe has swung down, hero. There is no more time. It has come due. This is the end of the era for both hero and beggar. Torturous rampage of marauders. Passerby silently turn away from the unbearable parade, and I am erased as the mind spiders take me. Jeez. Mind Spiders by Seabauer Writings. I'm not qualified as a writer to critique this. My resume does not coincide with this kind of level of talent. That was fantastic. I enjoyed reading it. I don't know how I've missed your work so often, my friend, but I'm going to go ahead and click in and turn on the post notifications because you definitely deserve it. That was so fantastic. Thank you so much for allowing me to share your work. Does anybody else in here want to be read? Ryan or Megan, are either of you interested? You're very welcome. Your bow is accepted and appreciated. Yeah, either of you guys, or I can read a piece of mine, or a piece of none of ours. I definitely have some new pieces up. Ryan, you're down? Alright, let's see here. I'm still learning to use my tablet. Bear with me. 2 devices? Just give me one moment. Ryan, do you have any suggestions for a piece, or do you want me to pick? Dun dun dun. Suggest Leech. Leech was good. I did enjoy that. Alright. Yep, I got it. Sorry, I was reading the comments and somebody said something about, is this because I ate your Tim Tams? That's just hilarious. I'm sure there's more to that, but it was just so random. Alright, so this is Leech by Vayu King Ryan. Ah, yes, this episode again, this rerun. I've seen it. No, I've lived it before. Turn me on like a tap and drain me while I'm high. But when I'm running low and moving slow as sap that tries to harden, walk away with the handle opened up. Yeah, I've seen this all before. Want and want and want until I want, and then no more. I'm a bother, I'm a bore, a skipping record of a score of music, beautiful and glorious, stuck at the point of climax where the strings vibrato clashes with veracity before the decrescendo diminishes the end, fading out, the fading sounds. Silence. Here it is. But I'm a friend in the beginning and a bother in the end. Yeah. Woe is me, I know. I'm fucking used to this. I'm growing old from this. I'm sweating cold from this. I am the repeated imagery, the thematic tired song, a concept dragging out, a dead horse kicked repeatedly in the side, an old worn out shoe that you can't keep fucking tied. So you toss it to the side, or in a closet where it hides. I am the less inside of hopelessness, a busted sack of fat and bone, no muscle, no. I'll go alone. I'll torch the throne and drop the crown. I'll watch it roll down to the sewage, smash it through the grate when it gets stuck. I give a fuck. Till you give up. It's just a mirror, nothing more. So look into your eyes. Come on. I said fucking look up. That was Leech by Ryan King. Vayu King. Thank you, Ryan, for sharing. Again, I don't feel qualified to critique people's work usually, and especially this evening I seem to be being bowled over with talent. Ryan, I expected nothing less. You're so fantastic. You're so welcome. I hope I read it okay. Like, when I read your work, I hear it in your voice, and I just don't think it comes through from me. Oh, I'm gonna read Janitor number 9. This is another one from Vayu King. Part of a series of janitor poems that he's done, and my attention has been rapt. Oh, good. I'm glad that the reading sounded well. Alright. Janitor number 9. A saturation of shadows surrounding the golden orange burst. glow of a streetlight on a cool morning. Too early for the workers and too dark to see the janitor lying in the grass in the center of the roundabout, sleeping peacefully, snoring comfort with the songbirds singing for the sunrise, but the sun's sleeping in. A drop of rain lands on his forehead, changing nothing. Another light splash to the closed left eyelid, causing his face to clench a bit, flinching as another hits, and another. The janitor lifts his lids, opening eyes to a persistent rhythm of raindrops. Sense of smell opening to the sweet must of the pavement's fragrance activated by the warm wash from the clouds. He begins to laugh, a chuckle at first, then an explosion of maniacal cackle, snap of lightning, thunder, touching sound. Traffic and some laughter, silent in the drowning soak of ground. Ryan, I think that's one of my favorites. There's just something about that one line about the closed left eyelid and the face clenched. Like, it's just so macro focused on a detail. Excuse me, that was my seltzer can. This is so much one of my favorites. I'm going to do one more. I guess we'll go in threes. That seems to be the going thing. Let's see here. Ooh. Divine. I hope something good happens to the janitor, too. I hope so, too. 6 down. What did I miss? I'm not sure which one I'm on now. This one's called Divine. The titles are underneath the poems that Ryan posts. I don't mind counting. So this is Divine by Ryan King. Oh, I should read his 6th poem. I will scroll back after this one. In the ocean of my dreams, you are the salt. I am the wounded sting, singing pain into the sunset, who's given in to this disease I call sleep, stealing the moments from me that work hasn't had the time to eat, and money's too cheap to pay mine to these things I believe, choose only to see, to be. Change your name, change your shadowing flame, dancing shapes on the stains of the wall, purple stains. The bottle says red. The bottle says words that don't live in my head. A smoke and a drink begging me from my bed till the middle of the night or the morning is fed with my energy. My blinded fold, the muscles told me how to move in a world that only holds the meaning it can't choose. You can't lose what is lost. You can't spend all that's cost so much of my life, like a dull little knife. A method that's rife with the pain of your strife, an amalgam to mine and your pious divine. There's a stutter in stepping stones over thine enemies, and the bones of the fallen lie limitless, sullen, a smile dissolved in truth. Oh my god. Ryan, you're amazing. I could read your stuff all day. Watch this just be a live of Ryan. Number 6 seems to be Tired Creamy Energy. 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I almost read this one. Oh, good. I'm really glad I'm doing Ryan justice, because he's an extremely talented guy and his work is fantastic, and I would hate to be butchering it with bad reading, but I'm glad that it's appreciated. So one more. This is Tired Creamy Energy by Ryan King. Pour us into steaming black coffee and watch our spiral blend with tired creamy energy. Light and dark aroma of some minds strung out on synergistic lullabies. Sleepless sighs and bouts of unrest result in ripples spread through days combined with jollity and jest. Though never catching up, at best, we stumble through a world they've made, pretending to suggest we've passed the test while living inwardly, a life more honest in an awkward quest. The cream combines to brighten dark, the drink collides to light a tired, dreaming spark. We hear the people laughing with their pets out in the park. We smile for their joy, feigning frantic sleep through apocalypse's tiny noise. Oh, that's so good. The imagery in this is just fantastic. Like, I can smell coffee, and I haven't had coffee in like 3 weeks. Makes me want coffee. And it's so interesting because it's a short one. It's shorter, but it's got so much nuance of the internal world of these two people and the parallels to the external world. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Coffee. Thank you very much, Ryan, for letting me share your work. I think I'm going to read my latest one. Dude, it's totally too late for me. I want some too, but if I were to have coffee right now, I'm guaranteed no sleep. I had a cup of Coke earlier, like an hour ago. That might be enough to screw me. I would love some coffee, though, my God. Excuse me. This is my latest piece. There is a senseless silence, lacking vision. A light snicks out and is felt in hypersensitive skin that waits in a serene fear known only to the broken. A need to break and be led writhing off the ledges and thresholds of our limits, waiting to be taken to the bottom and the top, peaks and valleys of exaltation. The screaming inside now finally a reply, deafening enough to silence everything that swirls in the mind, enough to drain the quagmire of its pools. Footsteps glide nearby, the unknowing is delectable until the sound of something awful cuts through the air. The tightening of knots and the looping around hands, the prerequisite motions, the telltale nuance, sensory input that both breaks and cements freedom into place. The beginning, the end, infinite souls on all planes and dimensions kneel prone to worship these gods of pain and penance. I actually did that as a free write. I just free wrote it. There's no edits or anything on that. And I was kind of insecure about it, but I think it came out pretty good. I'm glad you liked that one, Ryan. It was interesting. I was actually inspired by Prose of a Con had put up a post, Corey, about dominance and being disgusting. And I really try to stay away from sex poems and like overly love poems and etc. But the aesthetic of his post really inspired me to share part of my experience from a sexual perspective, but I didn't want it to be grossly oversaturated with the physical details. I wanted to focus on the internal world of that, and I think it came out okay. Thank you, guys. I will probably do this long one called Main Street Glass Company, and then we can read some more from anybody else that's hanging out. It is Ryan, Chad, and Megan. Megan, do you have any words to share? Otherwise, I'll be very much happy to finish this poem I'm going to read and go back to Ryan and Chad. Definitely plenty of talent there. Alright. So this is long. This is called Main Street Glass Company. This is all true. This is true stories of some friends of mine and I. And again, I also try to write poems from a non-first person perspective, and this was one of the exceptions. Okay, Megan, thank you. I will definitely pop over to your page. Alright. Main Street Glass Company. One night in late summer, I stood on an amber-spotted main street of a little town late at night. There was a beautiful yellow bridge, and at the end that brought you onto Main Street, there was a lamppost on either side. There were lots of flower baskets hanging, and an old red mill, and a coffee shop. Lots of taxes, too. There stood 5 of us, all in town having finished different things. We met up after at random. That happened often for a few years, and then it didn't. It was the weird time after high school before you know who will leave and who will stay. I left several times. And I am here reminded 15 years later that we never know what parts of our lives will be the best. You just go through life and see what you can see and reflect in hindsight, and only then do we know our best days. So there we were. Tim, you see, had a smallish bottle of liquor which was empty, and he decided to throw it in the river. Not just throw it, but whip it, and send it flinging end over end so fast that you could hear it. A soft whoop, 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 whoop. And that's what we heard, all falling silent and watching. The bottle flew wide, but kept going, silently flying. Then we saw it go towards the street lamp in a curve, moreover the glass dome underneath. Anticipating the possible sounds, did we? Then smash, tinkle, tinkle. The glass cascaded down, but again there was silence. It was so odd. And as the glass traveled and fell and glittered and fell, so silently, we watched stunned at the odds and the peculiar mix of silence and shattering glass, followed by a new silence, followed by more shattering glass. We knew the glass would hit the ground, and instead of running away at the first smash, we all stood amazed, watching the glass come down, waiting for the thing to be a complete thing, for it to finish happening. It seemed to be falling more slowly, I think because of the silence. Only the river could be heard. The glass fell and fell and fell, big heavy shards with a tail of smaller pieces, glittering like snow, utterly silent. Then the glass hit the ground. Smash. Streetlights have quite a bit of glass, and it is thick. We looked away, and at one another, smiling but surprised at it all, silent but a moment more, standing yet amazed. We said our hasty goblin goodnights, and we all walked different directions immediately. How much that little bottle did really contain, even time itself. That was Main Street Glass Company by me. And we were going to read Megan next. Oh, interesting. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm just, did you have any suggestions, Megan, from your page? Anything you specifically wanted me to read? I'll probably just go in order. Just let me know in the comments, and I will, start off with the second post in. I feel your pull. It draws me in. Your eyes, they watch and undress my skin. They want inside, does take the head. Flesh is lost in lust and sweat. What I'd give to bring you back, break bounds of sky with you in hand. The passion burns, I do contend. The want, it hurts, it paints me red. The red, I can't forget. I can't accept how you stole my breath. I can't forget the loss I felt when I lost myself inside your realm. Your rhyme schemes are very excellent. Interesting. I see that a lot of these have audio on top of them, so I'm curious to go back and listen, because I have not heard the way that you read your own work. Here's another one by the CFF, Megan. Time ticks, traps thoughts, takes trust, turns to tears, trying to tame tired tribulations. Truth tolls tremendous torment, false fills feelings. Futile future, full fury, forgetting, forward, free-falling, face first. Grace gone, grey gloom, glorifies greed green. Generosity gave gluttony good ground. Oh man, that alliteration. There's not... Oh man, that... I love alliteration. And that was just so well done. Ryan, right? The rhymes and alliteration? Fantastic. Do one more for Megan. It's another one by Megan, the CFF. There's a number on my table. It's been sitting there for years. I think I can tell by the faded pencil the digits what the digits once were. I've been sitting here for years. I think open mouth, 2 Risperdals melted on my tongue, dissolved down now to white chalky acid. I've never been right, have I? You roll your eyes to break the contact. Manage to hide your grin as you push the number underneath of my chin. You're right. It is ironic, but you're wrong. It was fucking hilarious. But it's okay. I'm okay. I won't call. I still have my pride and my face to maintain. But thank you anyway. I'll never be a real woman, you say. You said my shoulders go up once, twice. Hardly a real woman. Faster, yet softer than before. Like you're scared, and I know you were. Please tell me what the fuck a real woman is anyway. I can paint, I can dress, I can act. It changed. Wait, I lost where I was. I can be proper, I swear, if given the chance, but that chance fell through the cracks of my hands. It was an accident, or more so, I sabotaged the plan, just so I could say that I told you so. These are my favorite words, after all. My vocabulary is thinner than my waistline these days. But you know this, and you know me. Oh, I lost it. Hold on. It's a video, so it changes. I have to wait for it to change, I'm sorry. Okay. But you know this, and you know me. I don't need words when my fists do speak better English than me than I ever did. I'll never win. You're right. But I'm not sure that I would ever enter to compete in this fight in the first place. I really liked that. I'm sorry that it was choppy. I didn't realize it was a video, and when the background changed, I really can't wait to go back and listen to these. Thank you very much, Megan, for sharing. It says I have Ryan, Chad, and Megan still. I think I want to go back to Chad's page, and then we'll go back to Ryan. Chad, I don't know how I missed your work, and I'm deeply regretful. Stardance. Your titles are magnificent. And your themes really speak to me. Let's see here. I lost it, sorry. Star Dance by C. Bauer Writings. A warning, dear traveler. Uh-oh. Alright. Let me clean my glasses. I'm sorry. I'm constantly touching my face and crapping up my glasses. On calm and clear nights of summer, when the chariot of Helios sinks low enough to blend into the horizon in a single contour, we stand in hushed reverence at the presence of a billion pinpricks ignited overhead. These sense of both awe and marvel exceed the naive confining boundaries of all past self-reflection combined and compounded from all history across the centuries. Unspoken secrets of the cosmos, impart to us your grand solemnities, bestow your ethereal wonderment unto our mind's eyes, leaving its imprint deeply pressed into the bones of our souls. Pinnacle on high we stand, and I reach to catch Cassiopeia, mother of Andromeda, suffocating her fiery conceit into the soft flesh of my palms, the great constellation merely like clay of earth, a gift tamed for you. You take your place now with hands outstretched carefully to avoid causing whirlpools of vexation in the celestial canvas that we stand before. You take command of this orchestra, your hands in full composure and poise, acting as a conductor's baton. Upward sway of arm and the depth of the rhinestone night follows the movement in firm precision. Star-stream rivers of lightness unmatched take shape, flowing toward the rest that waits in the deltas of your palms. Luminescence surge into a boiling, converged nucleus from every direction. Single spark floating in the vast expanse now awaits, a condensed rush of mortality. I accept, casting out to claim your handsome gift, offering of eternity. Adorned in new resolve and joy abound, we leave this summit with the ancient jewels of old in our hands. The unspoken secrets still remain. This is the way of the star dance, and the stars belong to us. Not only am I unqualified to critique your work, I am just consistently bowled over by the imagery, and these themes are just so much of my own heart. Here's a short one that I'm going to read just because I want to keep reading. 3:17 a.m. Listen, she said, as she hushed her breathing. Do you hear that? She closed her eyes and rolled to the side, arc of moonlight deflected across her left collarbone and half of her face. That's the sound of our lives being chased away 1 second at a time. She pulled the blanket a little tighter around her shoulders. But with you, I'm not even afraid of it anymore. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. I really just, there's so much depth there. And it's so nice to see someone writing about a relationship that is not just a consistent stream of disappointments and misogyny. Like, I get what the popular themes are in the world, but it's almost like people who have this kind of love don't write about it. And when I see it, it makes me really happy. So thank you. Oh, I scrolled a little more. Your handwriting's almost as bad as mine. Sea dog. Totally fictional. Aw. Well, it was excellently fabricated. Thank you again. Let's hop back over to Ryan's page. Is Ryan still here? Oh, A Warning, Dear Traveler is the name of a poem. Okay. Uno momento, por favor. I thought I was the traveler and being warned. Let's see here. A Warning, Dear Traveler by Seabauer Writings. I am sitting in this sinking chair of thread-woven floral fabric design and a cushion far too soft for any determined writer. While volumes of infinite language pulse through these bundled neurons that are kept so carefully enwrapped and protected for some other reason, I hope, than only for the survival of this temporary existence which carries them. I expect this night to end just as all the others have, producing no fruitful words of either beauty nor evil. This process has become as the stain of tar, heavy charcoal black, crushed into the eyes of tonight's muses, and I fear I will only drift deep into the density of the tired loneliness of the night and the weight of the cold surrounding it. My head sinks with the grief of the unwritten as the amnesias from past lives are trying to break into present memory, old forgotten souls, new forgotten goals. These words, forged as meaningless scribbles upon lined paper, are illuminated by only a single incandescent, causing hand and pen to cast a slant horizon shadow across the galaxies buried in the ink. I shall not want, God save me, God save the word. These words are my sword, the ink is my shield, moving faster than the whip tips that sting the wind while driving the mustangs on danger trail toward the very edge of being and non-being. A warning, dear traveler, the stories you have heard are true. Fear and respect my defenses, for no blind mercy shall be given, and ignorance will certainly not come to you as bliss. There is no mere folklore, salvation and damnation possible with the twists of language, with the slight black mark of the pen. And now success has shown itself tonight. Here, fool, my words have been destroying you, and you didn't even know. Ah, man. That's fantastic, too. Oh, man. What excellent, excellent work. Just the battle of what writing can be, sitting in the chair with that empty page and having those expectations of nothing and dejection, and then finding yourself at the end of some pages that are now filled with words, and there you are. No mere folklore indeed. Thank you very much. I will hop back to Ryan's page. Is Ryan still here? Ryan is here. Hi, Ryan. Ryan, did you want to come live and read one of your own? Chad and Megan, I would encourage both of you to do the same. I completely forgot that I can do double lives. You're so welcome, Chad. Yeah, who wants to hop on? Let's do it! Even if he's not, read him. Right? I completely agree. But it seems like he is here. So maybe we can get, excuse me, Ryan to hop on, or Chad or Megan, if you're interested, just drop me a line here. Probably give it a second. Oh no, don't tempt me. Oh, Chad's down. Megan, do it. You should do it. Alright, we'll have Chad first. We'll go in order of appearance here. Let's see. I'm going to try to patch you in. Wish me luck. Hello! Uh-oh. There seems to be some lag here. I'm going to go ahead and turn my music off. Oh, I think we lost him. Let's see here. Hi, Just Poet. Nice to see you. I saw an awesome red light for a second. It was kind of like being abducted by aliens. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Sweet.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going well. How about you?
Excellent, thank you. I am excited to hear your amazing work in your own voice.
Well, I've only done one or two readings of my own work on lives before. So,
Great. I'm happy to have you.
this is me. Hello.
Hi there.
So, how many do you want me to read, or how many am I allowed to read?
2 or 3 sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Excellent.
Okay. I'm just looking. I've got my phone here with Instagram pulled up.
Oh, you know what? I'm at almost an hour, so I think I should cut the live and bring you back in. How does that sound?
Okay, that sounds fine.
All right, great. I'll see you momentarily. Bye, guys. Come back.
Bye.